I want to meet your madre. Pay my respects to your padre, mi amor. Kila ole, si. Aha, what a fascinating declaration to open the song with. Here, Drake immediately establishes a tone of reverence and tradition, signaling an intent that is both romantic and respectful. The phrase, pay my respects to your padre, suggests an effort to integrate into the partner's cultural framework, acknowledging the importance of family ties in many Latin traditions. Fascinating. Now, if you believe any artist who says this is genuine, then I have bad news for you. You are, unfortunately, gullible AF. Bonita, bien lo sabe, si esa forma de mirarme en tus ojos. Eso es, vámonos, chiquillo. Ah, the compliment and validation of attraction. Drake refers to his love interest as bonita, a clear affirmation and reference to her beauty. However, the true poetic strength lies in si esa forma de mirarme en tus ojos, which translates roughly to, if that way of looking at me in your eyes. Here, we detect a subtle acknowledgement of unspoken emotion, a shared intimacy communicated solely through eye contact. My dear scholars, this is a classic example of non-verbal romantic signaling. He's basically saying her eyes got that undeniable pull, that come here, papi kind of energy. Ain't no analysis needed. This one just straight up fuego. Text your friends. ¿Qué pasa? Vamos, bring them to mi casa, por favor. Toma, Sevilla. Triana. Ah, now we shift from intimate romance to social integration. This line illustrates a desire for communal inclusion, inviting the partner's friends into his space. The reference to Sevilla and Triana, notable regions in Spain, may indicate a connection to Spanish culture and aesthetic, reinforcing the European luxury ambiance of the track. This could also symbolize the expansion of relationships beyond just romance and into shared experiences with others. Mami, di que tranza, yo hasta te pido a tu mamá, no hay temor. Eso es, quilla. Ah, Drake boldly claims he would even seek permission from the partner's mother. This is an ultimate gesture of sincerity and commitment, signaling that his intentions are serious. The phrase, no hay temor, there is no fear, emphasizes confidence and certainty in his approach. This is not a fleeting romance. This is a man making his presence known as genuine. Allegedly anyway. Essentially, in this line, he's saying, I ain't just here to chill, I'm here to stay. Bro said touch this one, make the gal step left. Bro said touch this one, make the gal step left. Azo A said touch this one, make the gal step left. Then right, then left again. Then move your hips, no rest for them, ma. Bro said touch this one, make the gal step left. Azo E. Bro said touch this one, make the gal step left. Azo E. Said touch this one, make the gal step left, then right, then left again, then move your hips, no rest for them, ma. Anda. Aha. Here we delve into the realm of rhythmic command and movement-based energy. The repetitive phrase, bro said touch this one, suggests a directive, possibly inspired by dancehall or reggaeton influences. The notion of make the yell step left introduces an element of controlled choreography, indicating a call and response interaction typical of Caribbean-inspired rhythms. Furthermore, the alternating instructions, left, then right, then left again, suggest a structured dance progression, reinforcing the communal aspect of music and movement. This rhythmic pattern stimulates a visceral reaction, a call to action that demands physical engagement from the listener. Might we argue that Drake is encouraging a state of hypnotic entrancement through synchronized movement? But hey, let's not overcomplicate it. Jizzy Drizzy is simply dropping a dance floor commandment, as if to say, if you ain't moving to this one, you just ain't got no rhythm. Ah, but therein lies the true vibrance of simplistic repetition. By crafting a movement-inducing directive, the artist engages the audience on a primal level, ensuring that the beat itself drives the experience forward. A grand construct indeed. Mi amor, I am not one that you can ignore. I want your phone numero, por favor. I see your body is like Coca-Cola. I'll come and pick you up in Testarossa. Hey, you're busy now, but can I see you after? Or maybe tomorrow, Jal, it no matter. Take you to Santos. We can dance bachata. Mira, mira. Take you to Kiki or the Booby Trapper. Yeah, I want to pay your rent and pay your taxes. She kissed my cheek and she said, Muchas gracias. Eso es. My young carnal, his name is Chino Pacas. Vámonos, chiquillo. These Mexicano girls are too attractive. Ay, eso, baby quilla. Baby, vámonos pa Sevilla. Here we witness a blend of desire and extravagant gestures, a trademark of Drake's lyrical persona. He opens with Mi amor, I'm not one that you can ignore, establishing an unwavering confidence and sense of entitlement in romantic pursuits. This is a declaration of presence, an assertion that he is not merely a passing figure. Ah, and now we arrive at the Testarossa reference. The iconic Ferrari Testarossa, synonymous with luxury and exclusivity, reinforces status-based attraction, a recurring theme in Drake's lyricism. By pairing this with Your body is like Coca-Cola, he evokes classic advertising aesthetics, likening beauty to timeless, universally recognized appeal. Not to mention the curves of a glass Coca-Cola bottle, wink, wink. Basically, he's saying she's built like a brand endorsement deal with curves to die for. That's next-level admiration. The subsequent lines reveal a global perspective on romance, as Drake offers options for destinations. Santos, Kiki, Booby Trap, each carrying cultural significance. But the pinnacle of his romantic grandiosity comes with, I want to pay your rent and pay your taxes. A statement that solidifies financial devotion as a form of courtship. He knows that in her eyes, if a guy say he's paying your rent and taxes, that ain't just love. That's a retirement plan. It's a Sunday, but we're drinking like it's Friday. She the one for me, all you done for me, send her my way. F-150, baby, let's get risky, baby, in your driveway. Meet your madre, meet your padre, meet everybody. Blast nozzles. Here we observe a fluid juxtaposition of time and indulgence. The mention of Sunday drinking like it's Friday suggests a disregard for convention and an embrace of spontaneity. By invoking the F-150, an American symbol of utility and adventure, Party Next Door merges rugged independence with intimacy, framing this relationship as both exhilarating and defiant. Do it your way, but the truth is, I want it my way. I can make you feel mucho major. Meet me outside, por favor. Yeah. Here, we see a tension between autonomy and control. The phrase, do it your way, but the truth is, I want it my way, encapsulates a power dynamic within romantic pursuit, balancing freedom with dominance. The closing invitation, meet me outside, por favor, carries a sense of urgency, immediacy, a desire for action without hesitation. This man just said, do what you want, but also do what I want. That's quite the aura you have there. Party next door. Touché. Without you, my heart's in dolor. It's paying for fiesta next door. Oh, it's paying for fiesta next door. Oh, yeah. Ha. The emotional climax. Dolor, meaning pain in Spanish, reinforces a sense of longing and emptiness in the absence of his love interest. The phrase, it's pain for fiesta next door, is a playful self-reference, likely tying into his artistic persona. Might we infer that beyond bravado and dance floor antics, there is a deeper vulnerability lurking beneath the surface? Standard! The man's out here acting tough, talking about trucks and drinks, and then boom, he's sad. Classic move. And that's it for Drake and Party Next Door's song Meet Your Padre. On to the next song. Fat, juicy, and wet. I don't even gangbang. Pussy so good, make me throw up a set. That good kitty, make it my pet. Pretty pussy type of pussy, you ain't ever gonna forget. Fat, juicy, and wet. Wet, 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 wet. Ah, my dear scholars, what a richly evocative and sensory-laden opening refrain. The phrase fat, juicy, and wet serves as a triumphant declaration of abundance, a celebration of fullness, ripeness, and saturation, much like the luscious overgrowth of a thriving ecosystem. Now, we must not ignore the curious juxtaposition of gang-related symbolism with sensory pleasure in the second line. Bruno Mars claims, I don't even gangbang, pussy so good, make me throw up a set. A fascinating paradox indeed. Here, we observe an instance of hyperbolic intensity, where the power of desire transcends affiliations and incites involuntary symbolic gestures. Is this perhaps an allusion to the transformative influence of sensory gratification, capable of overriding even the most deep-seated loyalties? Wow! A most compelling notion. Now, let us examine the phrase, that good kitty, make it my pet. Ah, a declaration of possession and admiration. The subject in question is not merely appreciated, but elevated to a status of companionship and reverence. Might we consider this an artistic nod to domestication as a metaphor for control over one's desires? Fascinating indeed. And finally, pretty pussy type of pussy you ain't ever gonna forget. This, my dear viewers, is the crux of the chorus. The subject is one of lasting impact, an encounter so potent it is cemented in memory for eternity. There is a profound finality in this claim, a certainty that the experience described will stand as a milestone of pleasure and admiration in the annals of human experience. Now, people, I'm sure you're wondering, Professor MC, hi, my daddy, aren't you overanalyzing just a little bit? And to that I say, what are you gonna do about it? Anywho, moving on. Pussy like weed, pussy like dope, pussy like cocaine, put it up your nose. Aye, slob on my clit, suck on my toes, 24 karat, pussy drip like gold, ooh. Throw my legs back, eat my booty from the front. Milk mustache on your face when I come, yeah. Hit it from the bottom, hit it from the top, yeah. Pop, go the pussy, cause the pussy say, pop. Aha, here we are presented with an intriguing pharmacological comparison. The artist describes pussy like weed, pussy like dope, pussy like cocaine, drawing an explicit parallel between physical indulgence and controlled substances. This suggests a heightened, almost intoxicating allure, where desire mimics the compulsive nature of chemical dependency. A most provocative assertion. Now, the phrase, put it up your nose, is a direct reference to ingestion via nasal pathways, implying an immediate and intense physiological reaction. Could it be that the artist is drawing upon the biochemical parallels between dopamine stimulation and intimate pleasure? Fascinating. Ah, but here we move into territory of bodily worship and decadence. Slob on my clit, suck on my toes, 24 karat, pussy drip like gold. The mention of 24 karat gold directly correlates value with sensuality, implying a luxurious and unattainable level of desirability. Much like gold itself, which has long been sought after in human history, the artist asserts their own perceived worth through this metaphor of opulence. It's also a reference to Bruno Mars's song 24K Magic. Sexy Red does something else with this line, though. She reworks the standard phrase, slob on my knob, to slob on my clit, which puts her in the position of authority regarding sex, which is usually more often taken by men in hip-hop. Men like myself, of course. Throw my legs back, eat my booty from the front. Ah, a feat of geometric innovation, where angles and spatial manipulation dictate the methodology of indulgence. My dear scholars, what a bold declaration of dexterity. The insistence upon positioning denotes a highly coordinated and calculated form of engagement, demanding both physical and anatomical prowess. Now you humans must be thinking, why am I kind of turning this into a physics lesson? Well, because why not? For is not all action bound by the laws of physics? Whether one studies the trajectory of celestial bodies or the kinematics of personal recreation, one cannot deny the importance of spatial understanding. Pop go the pussy, 'cause the pussy say pop. References the nursery rhyme Pop Goes the Weasel, as well as numerous previous songs more directly influencing this line, including Two Live Crews, August 1991, Pop That Pussy, which was followed shortly by their September 1991, Pop That Coochie, and more recently, Lil Wayne's 2003, Pop Goes the Pussy, on Da Drought, which includes the line, Sexy Red most directly interpolates. Pop goes the pussy, and the pussy goes pop. All right. Ooh, slide in it now, slide in it now, slide. All right, I'ma throw it back. Let me give you that. Aha! The introduction of repetition, slide in it now, serves to establish a rhythmic mantra of motion. The fluidity of the phrase conveys an effortless transition, a state of near frictionless engagement. Might we liken this to Newtonian principles of momentum? A most compelling parallel. Furthermore, I'ma throw it back. Let me give you that. A statement of reciprocity and agency. The subject does not merely receive, but actively participates, ensuring mutual equilibrium within the dynamic. Such balance is the foundation of all successful systems, be they mechanical, social, or otherwise. Bust down, middle part, badass bitch. You ain't never had punani like this. Titties on your forehead, titties on your chin, titties on titties with my big titty friends. Do it sexy, do it sexy, do it. Arch your back, put your ass into it, bow. Squirt in your mouth, squirt on your bed, coochie water autograph, signed Sexy Red. Yeah. Ah, my dear boys and girls, this verse presents an unabashed celebration of self-confidence and bodily autonomy. The phrase, bust down middle part badass bitch, signifies a deliberate assertion of identity and aesthetic presentation. Indeed, the mention of a middle part may allude to intentional styling as a form of empowerment, while badass bitch cements the artist's confidence. Now, titties on your forehead, titties on your chin, titties on titties with my big titty friends. Aha! A masterful play on spatial arrangement and multiplicity. Here we see a mathematical repetition of form and placement, emphasizing the ubiquitous and immersive nature of the subject's presence. A most fascinating structural choice. And finally, Coochie Water Autograph, signed Sexy Red, an act of branding through physical interaction. The artist metaphorically autographs an experience, transforming an ephemeral moment into an enduring signature of identity. This is, without question, an assertion of legacy through sensory impact. Coochie water is a unique description. While once considered mysterious, scientists now know that the abundant fluid expelled during squirting is actually highly diluted pee. It rapidly fills an empty bladder during sex, which is a different process than normal urination, which filters over time. The fluid expelled is not even close in composition to the dark, heavy urine from your morning routine. Average urine is primarily water with urea, salts, and creatinine. The fluid from squirting is almost entirely water, with little urobilin, waste product that gives urine its typical color. Due to rapid bladder filling, very little waste products are actually present. The joke about signing her autograph implies she released a particularly abundant amount of coochie water. It also references a real trick that some women can do, which is writing their name in snow or other substances with their pee. A true show of gender equality. Red! Bravo! Sexy! Bravo! Diss tracks, the ancient art of lyrical warfare. One man, one beat, and an ego that must be avenged. Today, dear viewers, we dissect Aitch's track, A Guy Called, the cold-blooded takedown of Central C. But is this pure genius or just reckless savagery? Did Aitch end Central C's career, or is this just light squabbling? Let's break it all down, bar for bar. Influencers. They ain't contenders. Jump in the booth for something to do. Took the Brit straight back to the ends, and a little bit of bush got put in a zoot. Roll round with all of your helpers, looking like elves. It's funny and true. You got more money than all of your elders? Lucky for me, I'm younger than you. A classic credibility takedown. Aitch is drawing a bold line between artists who grind for the craft and those who, as he implies, merely dabble for clout. In layman's terms, you're not a real MC. You're just a TikTok rapper with a mic. Now, why is this effective? Because in today's landscape, social media virality often overshadows true skill. Aitch is essentially saying, you don't belong in the ring. You're not here for the culture. You're just here to ride the wave. Brutal, but effective. Took the Brit straight back to the ends, and a little bit of bush got put in a zoot. Now we have a status flex with a touch of authenticity. You see, Aitch is juxtaposing two worlds here. One, winning a Brit Award, a symbol of commercial success, prestige, and industry validation. And two, rolling up a zoot in the ends, a direct rejection of industry elitism in favor of staying grounded whilst also throwing a jab at Central C by implying that when he won the Brit, that was when he also packed the fuck up a bit of the area Central is from and shut Central the fuck up too. Moreover, Aitch is saying, this is why and how I smoked you in Shepherd's Bush. Rast Klart. He's showing no mercy. In essence, he's saying, yeah, I won, but I haven't changed. I'm still me. I'm not lost in the industry like you, Sench. Imagine getting a Brit Award, a career-defining milestone, and instead of basking in the glory of high society, you're back in your ends, rolling up like it's just another Tuesday. Oh, the humility, the authenticity, the irony. But also, this is a subliminal. He's implying Central C wouldn't do the same. That Sench, perhaps, has forgotten his roots. Roll round with all of your helpers, looking like elves. It's funny and true. Ha! Yes, the Santa's workshop trope. Aitch paints a vivid picture of Central C's entourage, depicting them not as a formidable crew, but rather a bunch of Oompa Loompas running errands for the boss. You see, the power of imagery-based insults is their lasting impact. Anyone who hears this will now mentally picture Sench's team as a bunch of tiny elves hustling in oversized tracksuits. I must say, if your entire squad is getting compared to Santa's sus workforce, you may need to rebrand. My dear boy, you got more money than all of your elders. Lucky for me, I'm younger than you. Aha! And here we have a strategic reversal of the wealth flex. Now, Central C is known for flexing his financial dominance, often boasting about surpassing those who came before him. But Aitch takes that energy and redirects it right back at him. You see, the statement, "I have more money than all my elders," is meant to be a power flex. But Aitch flips it into a lucky for me statement, implying Sench may be rich, but I'm younger, meaning I have even more time to outdo him. In essence, he's saying, enjoy it while you can, because I'm coming for your ass. Yo, unks, we can go bar for bar, Brit for Brit, punch for punch. All your songs get wrote by Clint. Prick, in the booth, 1 mic, 2 cunts. Get dissed off a guy named Oakley. Wait 2 secs. Let me light this blunt. Oakley. Grab the mic. I dare you to come. I ain't scared of a man with his hair in a bun. Pusio, you ain't airing a gun. Daddy's home now, bitch. Just bear with me, son. Little boy is just there to be spun. Getting mad at the Brits. There's bear to be won. Can't wait for your show on the End's #1 fan. I'll be there till it's done. We begin with a direct challenge. Aitch is extending an open invitation for a lyrical duel while simultaneously mocking his age and previous lyric band for band. Now, the phrase bar for bar is simple. Let's test who's the better rapper, line for line, verse for verse. Then he ups the stakes. Brit for Brit. You see, both Aitch and Central C are Brit Award winners. But Aitch is taunting Sench here, implying that his wins hold more weight, as if Sench's are undeserved. In other words, you want to talk accolades, we can put those on the line too, fool. And finally, we reach punch for punch, a double entendre. It could refer to punchlines, meaning a battle of wits and lyrical firepower, or an actual physical fight. Though based on Sench's usual demeanor, we both know this would be settled in the booth, not the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenge has been issued. Will Central C accept? No, he won't. All your songs get wrote by Clint. Prick, in the booth, 1 mic, 2 cunts. Oh dear, now we enter the credibility assassination phase. Now, who is Clint? Aitch is accusing Sench of having a ghostwriter. Clint, possibly referring to Clint Bizzle, a well-known UK songwriter. But honestly, I'm just chatting out my arse at this point. I ain't got a fucking clue. Anyway, as I was saying, Aitch is calling out Sench for not writing his own material. And let me tell you, in rap culture, this is a death sentence. But in Gen Z culture, it's perfectly acceptable because my fellow Gen Zs only care about how fakeness can benefit them. But I digress. Continuing on, the booth is meant to be a place of authenticity and skill. Aitch is stripping that away from Sench, saying, "You're not a true MC. You rely on another man's pen. You and Clint share the mic. So who's really the rapper here? And listen, if Heimer Daddy found out that some other yordle had been writing my bars, I'd pack my turrets drive to their crib and unload all I got on their sweet lil ass. But hey, that's just me. Pussyo, you ain't airing a gun. Daddy's home now, bitch, just bear with me, son." A timeless classic. This is what we call a parental humiliation bar. You ain't airing a gun. Aitch is questioning Central C's street credibility. He's implying that Cinch raps about street life, but isn't really about it. Daddy's home now, bitch. Ultimate dominance flex. Aitch positions himself as the superior figure, the father in this rap game. Just bear with me, son. Calls Cinch his son, which in rap culture is peak disrespect. Listen, if a man calls himself your father in a diss track, it's checkmate. Ain't no coming back from that. That ain't your flow, that's Cairo Keys. Mentioning me, go ride on Reese. Ha-ha, this is what we call a double-barrel takedown. That ain't your flow, that's Cairo Keys. Aitch accuses Cinch of stealing his flow from Cairo Keys, a lesser-known UK rapper, an ex-close friend until they fell out. Calling out flow biting is a huge violation in rap. Go ride on Reese. Aitch brings up street beef, reminding Cinch of his past feud with Digga D. This is a dangerous bar, because Aitch is implying Cinch is more focused on rap beef than handling real-life situations. And if there's one thing you don't want in UK drill, it's someone questioning your realness. You want to know why? Because they're all fake and liars anyway, so they all have to do their best to keep up the charade. The only real brother around here is me, your boy MC Daddy. Your manager's 40, wearing a mask. Are you mad? I ain't trying to be like YB's. Now, here's where Aitch doesn't just attack Cinch, he goes after his whole camp. Your manager's 40, wearing a mask. Roasting Cinch's manager for being older and rocking a signature mask whenever he's out in public. Aitch feels like this is childlike, coming from someone who's that old, and that he should start dressing his age and not like the young men, including Cinch, that he walks around with. In battle rap, discrediting someone's crew is key. If their foundation is shaky, the artist looks weaker by association. Not wrote one verse since 2022. Them ghostwriters made you a star. Now this is nuclear-level disrespect. Not wrote one verse since 22. Suggests that Central C hasn't written his own lyrics in years. Them ghostwriters made you a star. Aitch directly states Cinch's career is built on ghostwriters. If this is true, Cinch's credibility just took a massive hit. Rap culture values authenticity. A ghostwriter accusation is almost impossible to recover from. Unless Cinch drops a response with hard proof that he writes his own bars. This allegation could stain his legacy. I doubt it will, though, because like I said before, no one cares about authenticity anymore. The game's the game, I guess. You got 100 man on your payroll, stood at the Brits and none of them voted. Oh dear, this is savage in its simplicity. 100 man on your payroll implies Cinch has a massive entourage full of yes men. Stood at the Brits and none of them voted. Calls out Cinch's lack of support from said yes men when it comes to the big stuff, implying they just use him for the paycheck. So you got a whole army behind you, but when it came time to vote, they didn't bust case? Blast nozzles. That's gotta hurt. Madeline ain't your ex. No, that's your cousin, huh? The resemblance. Ah. Wait a moment, what did he just say? Madeline ain't your ex. That's your cousin. What the bomba? If this is true, then the internet is about to explode. Damn. Accusing a man of dating his cousin in a diss track? This ain't just rap beef. This is ancestral violation. Quite literally, might I add. And there we have it. The breakdown of Aitch's Central C diss track. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and tell me which songs you'd like me to cover next in the comments. Okay, love you, bye. Greetings, my intellectual companions. Today we embark on an extraordinary lyrical expedition, analyzing the philosophical intricacies of Flo Milli's Never Lose Me. But fear not, for I, Professor Heimerdinger, aka MC Heimer Daddy, am here to dissect the brilliance, or dare I say, boldness of this track. Let us proceed, my little rasclarts. He speed in the wraith, while his hand on my coochie. He touchin' Emilio Pucci. Doing good, bitch, I'm Gucci. Fly to Asia, he feedin' me sushi. When we fuckin', it feel like a movie. Raw bitch, ain't never been a groupie. Stiff on a hoe, I like my nigga bougie. Ah, fascinating. He speed in the wraith while his hand on my coochie. Well now, it appears we are diving headfirst into primal human multitasking, operating a Rolls-Royce Wraith, a vehicle known for its 438 kilowatt V12 engine, while simultaneously engaging in extracurricular activities? Now that, dear viewer, requires both dexterity and recklessness at levels that defy conventional logic. Frankly, I am perplexed by the aerodynamics of such an endeavor. Wouldn't the sheer velocity create excessive turbulence, disrupting proper form? A fascinating question for further research, but I digress. Anyway, next. He touchin' Emilio Pucci. Now, for those unfamiliar, Emilio Pucci is an Italian luxury fashion house, an emblem of wealth and exclusivity. What is particularly clever about this lyric is its dual-layered meaning. On one hand, it serves as a social flex, signaling high-status attire, but on the other, Miss Flo Milli may be subtly indicating that his touch extends beyond fabric. A poetic double entendre if I've ever seen one. Ah, yes. Luxury, intimacy, and fashion all intertwined seamlessly. A stroke of artistic genius. But let's be honest. If I, Heimer Daddy, were in that wraith, we wouldn't just be touching Poochie. Nah, baby. We'd be redesigning the entire fall collection mid-drive. Ha ha! I'd turn that car into a mobile laboratory for elevated drip enhancement. If you catch my drift. Anywho, doing good, bitch. I'm Gucci. Blast nozzles, an elegant tautology. In one swift phrase, Flo Milli equates personal prosperity with Gucci, a brand whose very name is synonymous with wealth and prestige. She need not say, I am financially stable. No. She merely states, I am Gucci. This, dear viewers, is the mark of peak status branding, when a word transcends its original meaning and becomes an identity. The next stage, becoming a verb. Imagine a world where one does not merely thrive, they Heimerdinger through life. In fact, I may submit this linguistic phenomenon for review to the Piltover Journal of High Society Semantics. Ha, not really. Fuck them, and fuck the feds. NWA for life, baby. Fly to Asia, he feedin' me sushi. Oh, a geographical flex. Here, Flo Milli expands her sphere of luxury consumption to an international scale. She does not merely indulge in sushi from the comfort of a stateside establishment. Nay, she flies to Asia itself for an authentic culinary experience. This, dear viewers, is next-level baller behavior. However, I must raise a logistical inquiry. Is the sole purpose of this transcontinental journey merely the consumption of sushi? If so, does the cost-benefit ratio truly align with rational economic principles? A flight worth thousands, all for a meal that could be acquired locally? Ah, well, perhaps this is the true essence of having it like that. When the mere act of traveling elevates the dining experience, the cost becomes irrelevant. Heimer Daddy approves. Hit me up sometime, Flo Milli. I'll show you what a good time really looks like. When we fucking, it feel like a movie. Good heavens, straight to the cinematic analogies I see. But let us assess, What type of movie are we discussing here? Are we speaking of an Oscar-worthy masterpiece, a critically acclaimed indie film, or, dare I suggest, a direct-to-streaming catastrophe? The possibilities are endless. But let's be clear. If MC Heimer Daddy is in the director's chair, oh ho ho, baby, we ain't talking about no straight-to-DVD nonsense. We're talking IMAX 4D holographic cinematography, 97% Rotten Tomatoes rating, critically acclaimed, heart-pounding, genre-defining experience in high-definition tomfoolery. Haha, somebody get me a producer credit. Raw bitch, ain't never been a groupie. Stiff on a hoe, I like my nigga bougie. Ha ha, a declaration of self-worth and standards. Miss Flo Milli rejects the notion of subservience, firmly establishing herself as an individual of discernment. The term stiff on a hoe indicates a social filtration system, wherein she selectively engages with those who meet her criteria for refinement. A bougie partner, you say? Ah, a connoisseur of high society, one who understands the finer things in life. Lavish dining, extravagant tailoring, a refined palate. These are the hallmarks of bougie excellence. In other words, she prefers gentlemen of distinction, not a mere brute, but a scholar of seduction. A man who can discuss astronomical probabilities and asset diversification in the same breath as his latest silk acquisition. Flo Milli, dear, what you're describing is the Heimer Daddy way, and I approve. Call me, and if you're lucky, the dinger will bless you with his donger. Aha! And here we delve deeper into the intricacies of romantic dynamics, cultural appreciation, and the fine art of, let's call it enthusiastic exclusivity. Keep me a Haitian. I love me a Zoe. Ah, most fascinating. Here, Miss Flo Milli declares a particular admiration for Haitian partners, referencing Zoe, a term widely associated with Haitian American pride, brotherhood, and resilience. The Zoe Pound movement, once a Miami-based street collective, evolved into a powerful symbol of unity, culture, and strength. In other words, Flo Milli likes her men with cultural depth, community bonds, and perhaps an air of danger. Fascinating choice, my dear viewers. But let's get one thing straight. If I were Haitian, if I, Heimer Daddy, were rocking the Zoe lifestyle, I'd be the first yordle inducted into the Zoe Hall of Fame. Imagine me rolling through Piltover with a gold-tooth grill and a silk durag. Oh, the flex would be legendary. But alas, I am a mere professor, a scholar, a scientist, a gentleman of distinction. My drip, strictly intellectual, but undefeated nonetheless. I've been thinking about you on the road. Aha! Words I've received far too often. A classic case of long-distance infatuation. The human mind is predisposed to heightened emotional connectivity when physical separation is present. Distance, paradoxically, strengthens desire. This is a well-documented psychological phenomenon. When availability decreases, perceived value increases. Or, in simpler terms, absence makes the heart grow fonder, but also makes the DMs get messier. Let's just hope this road trip wasn't a one-way journey to Temptation Boulevard. We have enriched sex on a boat. My heavens, we have now transitioned into the extravagant portion of the track. Yachts, wealth, and unbridled passion. I must say, Miss Flo Milli does not indulge in commonplace romance. No, no. She demands a seafaring spectacle. My type of bitch right there, I must say. Now, from a nautical engineering standpoint, I must question the practicality of this endeavor. Oceanic turbulence, velocity drag, seasickness potential, all variables to consider. Does the buoyancy of the vessel impact the gravitational equilibrium of the act? Would hydrodynamic resistance alter the rhythmic continuity of said engagement? Ah, the questions are endless. But listen, if you're trying to get down like Poseidon in the deep blue sea, then who am I to interfere with marine-based fornication? Do what you gotta do, but don't let the Coast Guard pull up. You heard me? Dinger Daddy does not condone citations for public indecency. Allegedly, anyway. He hit it back to back like it's dope. Oh dear. We are now comparing, romantic endurance to the physiological mechanisms of narcotics. Essentially, Flo Milli suggests that her partner exhibits a level of enthusiasm so relentless it mirrors the repetitive dopamine-releasing nature of substance use. In layman's terms, my boy got the stamina of an arcane-infused hex-core engine. I mean, look! If I had that kind of endurance, I wouldn't just be hitting it back to back. I'd be getting a Nobel Prize for cardiovascular innovation. Oh, wait, I do have a Nobel Prize for cardiovascular innovation. Ha! Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy. But let's be honest, the true test of endurance? Surviving a Piltover council meeting without mentally checking out. Now that, my friends, is the real challenge. Fuck you, Jace, pussy. How you gonna prove you could treat me right? You stole my heart like a thief in the night. Now we've entered the trial phase of the relationship, a test of worthiness, if you will. In ancient Piltover law, theft was a crime punishable by exile. But here, it is an act of romance. How poetic, yet But let us assess the psychological implications of stealing a heart. Is it truly theft if the owner subconsciously desired for it to be taken, or is this just a strategic heist? Because if it is, my boy deserves a medal in grand larceny. Yeah, he my man. He was never your type. If you try me, ho, it's on sight. Dominance, possession, a final proclamation of sovereignty. In one fell swoop, Flo Milli both establishes territorial claim and delivers a preemptive warning to potential challengers. A most efficient power move. And then, of course, we conclude with the ultimate no-nonsense statement. If you try me, ho, it's on sight. Oh, my dear viewers, I fear I may not be built for on-site altercations. I am, after all, a man of academia. My form of violence? An excruciatingly thorough thesis rebuttal, and proving how fucking stupid y'all are. Ha! Holla! But listen, if I did square up... Well, you better pull your pants up, stop sagging. Else I'll show you why they call me Donger Daddy. He totin' the Uzi, but he actin' real bougie. Now this is a paradoxical masterpiece. Flo Milli presents us with two seemingly conflicting archetypes, the wielder of an automatic firearm and a man who simultaneously exhibits the refined mannerisms of the bourgeoisie. This is, quite frankly, an anomaly. How does one maintain the duality of street lethality and fine dining etiquette? How does one grip an Uzi in one hand while delicately swirling a glass of aged Cabernet Sauvignon in the other? Perhaps this is a case study in duality. An individual torn between the world of rebellion and refinement. A gentleman and a menace. A pistol-wielding poet. A shooter in silk pajamas. Have you figured it out yet? Gentleman and menace? Toting tools but acting bougie, pistol-wielding poet, shooter in silk pajamas, MC Heimer, daddy baby. This song's been dedicated to me the whole time. Why do you think I'm dissecting it? I be in the lab cooking up inventions with my pinky. Out. People get to know. You think I don't sip on imported Piltover herbal infusions while my turrets handle business? Gangster and gentleman, fool. I stay strapped with intelligence. Glah. I like to fight over dick ho. Don't get hit with the two-piece. Aha. Here we transition into territorial disputes and physical altercations. A remarkable shift in tone. Now, the concept of fighting over companionship is historically well documented across various species. In nature, mating competition is an evolutionary constant. Many species engage in combat rituals to establish dominance over potential partners. Gorillas, rams, even certain insects, even your mother, the mutt. However, where Flo Milli introduces innovation is in her method of conflict resolution. The two-piece technique, widely recognized in urban combat settings, refers to a swift, decisive series of blows. Typically, a jab followed by a cross. Bop! Bop! One for poor decision-making and one for thinking you stood a chance. But listen, if I had to throw hands, I wouldn't give you a two-piece. Nah, baby. I'd give you a full 6-course combo meal. And trust me, it's all organic, non-GMO hands. When I suck it, I look in your eyes. You better fuck me like you mean it. Fuck me like you mean it. Basically, what she's saying is, I'll stare into your eyes while giving you sloppy toppy pon the cocky till it goes all floppy. And to that I say, you're a good girl, Flo Milli. A good girl indeed. And there we have it. Never Lose Me by Flo Milli. What a journey. From armed aristocrats to sloppy toppy to high-impact fisticuffs, Miss Flo Milli has truly covered the full spectrum of societal expression. And if there's one lesson to take away from this, always keep it classy. But never forget, be wary, somebody always got the two-piece ready. This has been Professor Heimerdinger. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe. Comment which songs you want me to dissect next. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye. Greetings, my intellectual companions. Today, we embark on an analytical journey through the evocative lyrics of The Weeknd's latest album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. In fact, the track we'll be dissecting is also called Hurry Up Tomorrow. I'm starting to think someone wants to hurry up tomorrow. Anywho, let us dive into the first verse. Wash me with your fire. Who else has to pay for my sins? My love's fabricated, it's too late to save it. Now I'm ready for the end, so burn me with your light. I have no more fights left to win, tie me up to face it. I can't run away, and I'll accept that it's the end. The opening plea, wash me with your fire, presents a compelling paradox. Fire, traditionally a symbol of destruction, is invoked here as a purifying agent. This suggests a desire for cleansing through intense, perhaps painful means. A yearning for redemption through trial by fire. The subsequent inquiry, who else has to pay for my sins, indicates a profound sense of guilt and accountability. The Weeknd acknowledges the repercussions of his actions, questioning who else might suffer due to their transgressions. Another way to interpret these lines, however, is like this. The words could be aimed at God, as the mention of fire may allude to hell, and this imagery is supported by Abel's mention of paying for his sins. The first word being wash conveys the notion that Abel wants to be purified and cleaned from his sins, as we've already mentioned. But this could be referencing the end of the Weeknd persona and his rebirth as Abel. Remarkable, remarkable indeed. In the admission, my love's fabricated, it's too late to save it, there's a recognition of inauthenticity in his expressions of love. The term fabricated implies a constructed or false affection, and the awareness that it's beyond salvation underscores a deep-seated regret. It should be noted that, as seen throughout the Weeknd persona, he tends to never express true love. Rather, he just has numerous sexual encounters with multiple different women, being driven by hedonism, not love. In this line, Abel is accepting the fact that he never truly loved the girls he interacted with, and that he knows he can't change. The declaration, "Now I'm ready for the end," coupled with "I have no more fights left to win," conveys a surrender. a readiness to face consequences or an impending conclusion, having exhausted all efforts. It can also be a reference to the end of the trilogy of albums that is After Hours, Dawn FM, and Hurry Up Tomorrow, suggesting it's the end of an important part of his career and he is prepared to face what comes after it. The imagery of being burned with your light and tied up to face it evokes a sense of unavoidable reckoning. He is prepared to confront his fate directly, unable to escape, and chooses to accept it. Collectively, this verse encapsulates themes of guilt, repentance, and the inevitability of facing one's actions. It reflects a journey towards self-awareness and the acceptance of consequences, a narrative arc that resonates deeply within the human experience. There's an important lesson to take away from this. When you play with fire, expect to get burned, but sometimes that's how you find your true self. Now, of course, I knew that already, but that's because I'm a genius, and you're not. Respectfully, of course. Now, let us proceed to the next verse to further unravel this intricate tapestry of lyrical expression. And I hope that I find what I'm looking for. I hope someone's watching from up above. I'm done with the lies. I'm done with the loss. I hope my confession is enough. In this passage, he expresses a fervent desire for fulfillment and guidance. The repetition of I hope underscores a sense of yearning and uncertainty, suggesting an internal quest for meaning or resolution. The line, I hope someone's watching from up above, introduces a spiritual dimension, implying a plea for divine oversight or approval. This reflects a longing for validation or redemption from a higher power. By declaring, I'm done with the lies, I'm done with the loss, Abel conveys a decisive rejection of deceit and the sorrow it brings. This indicates a turning point, a commitment to honesty and a desire to move beyond past deceptions and their associated pain. The closing sentiment, I hope my confession is enough, reveals a sense of vulnerability. The Weeknd seeks absolution, hoping that their admission of wrongdoing will suffice to atone for past transgressions. Collectively, this pre-chorus encapsulates themes of introspection, repentance, and the pursuit of redemption. It portrays an individual grappling with their conscience, seeking forgiveness, and aspiring to personal growth. What we can all learn from this is, when you're done with the lies and the loss, a true confession might just be the simple move you need to proceed. With that being said, let us now move on to the chorus to further unravel the narrative woven within this evocative composition. So I see heaven after love. I want heaven when I die. I want a change. I want the pain no more. Here he expresses a profound yearning for transcendence and relief from suffering. The phrase, so I see heaven after love, suggests that following experiences of love, he envisions a state of ultimate peace or paradise that will hopefully be waiting for him. This could imply that love serves as a gateway to a higher state of being or understanding. Or maybe I'm just chatting absolute shit. Who knows? Anyway, the subsequent line, I want heaven when I die, reinforces this desire for eternal peace, indicating a hope that the afterlife will provide the solace and fulfillment that may have been elusive during mortal existence. The declarations, I want to change, I want the pain no more, convey a strong desire for personal transformation and an end to suffering. This reflects a recognition of current dissatisfaction and a commitment to pursuing a better state of being, free from the burdens that currently afflict him. Collectively, this chorus encapsulates themes of aspiration for spiritual fulfillment, the pursuit of personal growth, and the longing for an end to emotional or existential pain. It portrays an individual seeking to transcend their current circumstances in search of a more harmonious and enlightened existence. After all, The Weeknd has had a full, lay-me-bare approach of expression during his album trilogy. He has committed sins, and he has gone through tough breakups throughout his love life. But now he wants to be reborn as Abel. He wants to live a peaceful life with no more addiction, suffering, and pain. This is quite the heartfelt track, isn't it, my dear boys and girls? We have certainly received a fine gift from The Weeknd, haven't we? Everyone, say thank you to him right now. Thank you. Now, let us proceed to the next verse. I took so much more than their lives. They took a piece of me, and I've been trying to fill that void that my father left, so no one else abandons me. I'm sorry. I promise I'm sorry, but now I'm drowning in the same tub where I learned how to swim, with my mother trying to save every ounce of my innocence. I failed her like I failed myself. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. In this second verse, The Weeknd delves into profound personal reflections, acknowledging the deep-seated impacts of past actions and relationships. The opening lines, I took so much more than their lives, they took a piece of me, suggest a mutual exchange of harm and loss. This could imply that while he has caused significant damage to others, he has also suffered, losing integral parts of himself in the process. Ah, relatable. I too have experienced this, like when Piltover betrayed me. Fuck you, Jace. Fuck you. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the admission. I've been trying to fill that void that my father left so no one else abandons me, reveals a deep-rooted abandonment issue stemming from paternal absence. This void has driven The Weeknd's actions, possibly leading to unhealthy attachments or behaviors aimed at preventing further abandonment. The repeated apologies, I'm sorry, I promise I'm sorry, indicate a profound sense of remorse for past actions and their consequences. The line, but now I'm drowning in the same tub where I learned how to swim, suggests that the very environment or circumstances that once provided growth and learning have become overwhelming and detrimental. This could symbolize a return to past struggles, or being consumed by one's origins. The lines, with my mother trying to save every ounce of my innocence, I failed her like I failed myself, highlight the mother's efforts to protect the protagonist's purity and the protagonist's acknowledgement of failing both their mother and themselves. However, when you put both these lines together, you realize he is referencing the sixth track on the album, Baptized in Fear. In the song, Abel dies in his bathtub after kicking the faucet. Unable to move due to being in a state of paralysis, he drowns. The closing apology, Mama, I'm sorry, underscores the deep remorse felt towards his mother, acknowledging the pain he's caused to her. Collectively, this verse explores themes of guilt, familial relationships, abandonment, and self-reflection. It portrays an individual grappling with the consequences of their actions and the deep-seated emotional wounds that have shaped their journey. Throughout Abel's The Weeknd persona, we have witnessed him being a playboy, wealthy, indulging in numerous sexual relationships, fame, and also misery, resulting in the use of substances to try and cope with his emotions. All aspects of him that we have seen are the opposite of innocence. His innocence is what his mother was trying to save, while he was destroying it. The way he sees things now has significantly changed. He has reflected on himself. Abel now feels remorseful for how he lived his life, ignoring his mother's wishes. The honesty and conscientiousness being shown is respectable and is something everyone should actively try to work on within themselves too. The pre-chorus and chorus then repeat after this to end the track. Both are identical, but with one significant change in each of them. In the pre-chorus, he clarifies, "I hope that he's watching from up above." Who is he referring to? I ain't got a blood clot clue. So you let me know in the comments, okay, chat? Thank you. In the chorus, he also makes a slight change and says, "No, I need heaven after life," instead of "I want heaven after I die." This is highly crucial to the track, as this is essentially Abel showing the listeners how much his priorities and what's significant and important to his life has changed, compared to that of which was important and significant to the Weeknd version of him he once used to be. And I think that's the perfect note to end this lyrical deep dive on. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Some love would be very much appreciated. Don't forget to write which songs you'd like me to cover next. You can go as crazy as you like. No song is off limits. I love you all. Goodbye.